LaLiHooo, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shu, and oh my god, here we are, the finale of the first season of Painter of the Night. So this have left me with so many mixed feelings. In my last video, I told you guys about the first 30 chapters or so, in which it wasn't very clear for me who are those characters, where do they stand, like who's the bad guy, who's the good guy. And I kept on comparing, the painter with Boom and Yoon, the royal guy with Sango. But now that I kind of came to understand them and to see their personalities, I sort of changed my mind. At the very beginning, I really thought that Yoon, the rich guy, is gonna be like another Sango, like super badass, a hoe and all that. But then, as the story progresses, I really started to see that this badass hoe actually has a kind of good heart. Like, he might even have feelings. Because, like in the chapter when the painter got ill, he actually took really good care of him, treat him with all his best medicine, his best food. He had him for a few days to do nothing, while no one in that village or whatever they have, no one was treated that good apart from the royal people. On top of that, he even stopped visiting his Yarichin beach club. He hasn't been there for all that period of time. I was the biggest hoe ever stops visiting his hoes because he's worried about his main hoe. And it was at that moment when I knew I start catching feelings for him. So I was super desperately reading the chapters after that, and I was catching more and more feelings for Yoon, and I was oh my god, that's not okay. Because inside I sort of knew that the painter belongs with the poet, but the poet proved more than once that he was a two-faced bitch, especially in the last chapters. He asks the painter to stay there and endure it all for him so he can go to that place and do whatever, and then he even starts judging him and calling him names and doing all those bad things, but still asks stuff from the painter. He seems so disgusted by how the painter is. What's more fucked up is that on top of all of those, the painter was doing that for him. That's the thing I cannot accept for myself without getting angry. And while reading those chapters, I felt like smashing my phone constantly. I was how dare you? Poor Yoon! In all of this, I actually started to take his side more, and I started to understand him more. It's so obvious why he's so fucked up and weird. I mean, he was like that from the beginning, but on top of how he was already, is the person who he cares for, even a little bit like the painter, is so stupid, and he's getting used so much, and he doesn't even realize that. And he's constantly doing the same mistakes all over and over again, and obviously I will lose my shit as well. So that kind of made it clear for me that he got feelings for the painter. I mean, yeah, he's obsessed with sex and all of that, but he never mistreated the painter. I mean, he kind of did, but not in such a bad way that the poet does. I just hope that eventually, everything will get to be okay, because the last chapters really fucked me up. Thing is that there are so much enemies everywhere, Yoon, ex-hoes, and his little brother, and the poet, and the killer now, and all the people in village as well. They don't seem very happy with Yoon either. And in the last chapter is it's so perfect for that drama chapter, because the snow is falling, the killer is there watching. Maybe something dramatic won't happen yet, because there's another season planned ahead, so they need a painter for the season. But there's so much plot that will probably be shown in the next season, because in this season all of our focus was around the painter and his drama and stuff like that. A few chapters before the last one, Yoon's little brother comes there, and he mentions to him that their father doesn't seem too well and his illness is getting worse and all that. But in case that their father dies, there's kind of one thing that will happen. One of them will have to take his place. Usually in Western countries, the oldest male takes the place of his father. I'm not quite sure how it is in Korea, but I suppose it should be similar. No one seems happy with Yoon, and the poet hates him. The village seems to be freaked out by his hobbies. His Yarichin beach club doesn't seem happy with him either anymore, and the painter is, the painter. In that case, when the first brother or the oldest one cannot take the place, the younger will have to do so. But to do so, something very bad has to happen to the firstborn. So you kind of see where I'm getting at. That's like a theory that I hope is not true, because I'm not ready to go through that, but it might be some, I don't know, like I want to hear your opinions on that, because I'm just trying to be careful this time and to kind of see the signs in advance, so I won't be depressed and heartbroken like I was with Killy's talking. On top of this theory that I had, then comes my boyfriend who tells me, like, but even the poet tells to the painter to keep an eye on Yoon and tell him what happens with him and stuff. And that's kind of true, like he kind of told the painter to stalk on Yoon and to tell him everything that happens around him. So that means that he got a plan. There is his little brother as well, who seems to be too innocent compared to how Yoon is. Like, come on, they are brothers, and you're telling me one of them is super kawaii and innocent and the other one is like the worst ever? But yeah, that's kind of my theory, and let me know your opinion, let me know your theories, let me know if you also notice these signs, and tell me your opinion in the comments. You'll also find in the description my other pages where you can message me or check out my cosplay, because I did a cosplay of Painter of the Night. I mentioned it in the last video. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and yeah, I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.